Hello, everyone. Joe Simonelli. I am back with the Stock Investing and Theater podcast. You might notice I'm a little one-sided today. I'm a little off-center. That's because today we're going to have a very special guest coming in shortly. That's right, the muse, Lori Sigrist, fellow playwright, will be joining us for some new added sections we're adding to the Stock Investing and Theater podcast. But first, let's get our subs. Last week we had 41 subs. Guess what? This week we have, ring the bell. That's right, folks. 41 subs. We didn't gain one sub, but then again, we didn't lose one either. A sub is a subscriber. And don't forget, if we reach 100,000 subscribers, then YouTube will send me a chocolate cake or a cheesecake, maybe a cannoli. So we never know till we get there. So we're hopeful, folks. We're growing organically. Anyway, let's get to the stock market first before we bring in the muse. We're standing by. Stocks continue to take a tumble. Of course, there's a war going on, folks, in case you hadn't noticed. So remember I told you, like, before the war started, like a week before, I was a little nervous about the market and I didn't like what was going on politically. So I established a short position in the Dow Jones, which you can do on a closed-end fund. And I chose SDOW, simply short the Dow. I did it safe and effectively because I bought it via a closed-end mutual fund that trades on the New York Stock Exchange. And I paid 29, between 20, 28 and a half and 29 for the position. I've been making money over the last 2 weeks, and I've taken a profit on 2/3 of the position. I sold some at 33 and some at 34 and change. I have another sell order for the final portion at 41.68. Can it go higher than that? It sure can. So, folks, effectively, I am making money on your misery. As the stock market goes down and you're losing money, I'm making money. Yes, it's legal, and you could do it too. I wouldn't jump in right here, though, because any settlement to this war, and that's the end, that thing's going to tank. But that's why I've taken a profit on 2/3 of my position, and I'm trying to squeeze out a little more. So, any good news on the war, that position, I'll just cover it, and I'll still have made money. I would not chase the position here. We don't know how long and protracted the war is going to be. But, if there's any like slight good news, maybe there's talks, maybe this, and that stock goes down, then you can jump in if the war is prolonged and you might make money. So I'm not chasing it to buy it, and I have a sell order in. But if it does, like I said, if I do get some kind of half good news about the war, maybe we're coming to a peace. This he said that last week, so maybe this is going to happen and it rallies and I can get a chance to buy it back and trade it again. I'll do it. But for now, we're just going to hold. And I did sell half my longs, so I have a very minimal long position. I will try to fill those when it's appropriate. Okay, enough of that. Hey, here's my rant of the day. Let's get that out of the way because we're bringing the muse in very quickly. My rant today is on sourdough bread. Why? Well, simply this: I was off carbs for a long time, meaning no bread. I was eating Ezekiel bread, which you can buy frozen, which is very good because it's not based on wheat. Wheat turns into sugar, folks. So it's not so much uh, the carbs in the bread; it's the sugar content in the bread. We're trying to eliminate sugar. But I do enjoy my sourdough bread, which is technically only 50% of like Wonder Bread and what's bad for you. So my rant is I'm gonna eat the not real much of a rant. It was, but I'm gonna eat the sourdough bread. If it cost me 2 years of life, so be it. I'm eating the sourdough bread. That was a minor rant. It's over. Now I think Muse, are you ready?
I am ready.
The Muse is coming in. We're gonna Muse will tell you what's on the agenda for today. Muse,
Okay.
what are we
Well,
talking today?
I believe. Hello, everybody.
That's the Muse, Lori
I'm the
Sigrist.
muse. I have a real name. It's Lori.
Sigrist.
Hi.
Lori Sigrist.
So we're going to cover some theater stuff today and
Yeah.
also some movie stuff.
Ooh, exciting.
So we're going to start with. We were both fans of the movie Lili
Right.
with Leslie Caron. That
Yes.
was made in 1953. So
Right.
I think I saw that for the first time when I was a kid on a PBS channel.
Right.
And while I thought she was, I mean, for her to believe that they were the puppets up until the last minute, but she was young, she was naive.
Stretching credulity.
Leslie Caron was beautiful.
Yes.
Very young.
Not as beautiful as you, Muse.
Oh, very.
Brownie
Scored
points.
points for that.
Brownie points.
Okay. And Mel Ferrara was in it.
I liked it. I liked his
And it
performance.
was, but Joe had never seen or heard any of the music to the musical Carnival, which
Right.
came out in 1961.
That's correct.
I, however, had the Broadway cast
Ah.
album and was very familiar with the musical.
Hmm.
So you saw one particular stage production on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Let me. So I really had some downtime, and I knew the play. I kind of knew it was based on Lili. I didn't know which came first. I see. I was under the misapprehension that the play came first, then they made the movie. The muse corrected me on that. So I said, let me see what this is about. So I put on it's not easy to find stage performances of Carnival because it's not staged that often. And now I know why. No. So I watched the community theater version, and I really was not impressed. I knew the movie Lili, but I hadn't watched that for a long time, a lot of years. So I watched the stage version, and I was not impressed. The songs were not impressing me. Like 20 minutes in, I said, why should I watch this? But I didn't know about the puppets. So 40 minutes in, still no puppets. When the puppets came on, the whole play picked up for this particular performance, and we're going to get into that. So when the puppets came on, the whole play seemed to lift, and I liked the songs they were singing. And then it kind of went back. The puppets were off, and it kind of went back to melodrama. Was not impressed, and so I told the muse this. And then we found another version. Muse, talk about the version we found.
We found a bootleg copy of Encores, um, which is done at City Center.
Mhm.
And we actually went and saw an Encores performance of
Right.
1776 there, and it was
So this
fabulous.
was a professional version. Wait,
Yeah.
I think there's a. Nah, that's
You
better.
got the schmutz
I
off the
got the schmutz
screen?
off the screen.
Okay, good.
I think
Um,
forget this is the city center in New York
right,
City. These are
right.
pros. These are
And
pros.
Anne Hathaway, this was her first stage
Right.
performance, and man, does she have a beautiful voice.
And what year was this? The 80s?
Oh,
81?
no, 2000
Oh, 2001, something like that.
one or
Yeah,
two, I think.
2001. Yeah.
Yeah. So we watched that again, and again, I was a lot more familiar with the cast album, and I like a lot of the songs in the show. So we watched that one, and your
I
opinion changed.
yeah, my opinion, and it was book in hand because that's the way City Center does it. But besides the one, just the acting is so much. And I'm not even. I have a lot of good friends in community theater, but let's face it, the pro actors have more time to rehearse, and I know some community theater actors that could easily be pro, but just think they have more times to rehearse, which definitely helps. They're professionals, and I see that sometimes. Right, Muse, we said in my plays.
Mhm.
When my plays are done professionally, the level of the play goes up, and it's just the nature of the beast.
Not to say we haven't seen some excellent
No,
community
no,
theater
it's not a rap.
performances
Again,
of Joe's
in
plays,
community
but
theater, you rehearse
it's a
2 or 3
different
hours
animal.
a night. Pros are rehearsing 6 hours a day
Yeah.
for 4 to 8 weeks, so they're going to get every little nuance of that. And I think that actually is the difference. I think it's in the rehearsal.
And even with this encore's performance, they had script in hand. They actually made jokes about the
There were some
script,
ad libs. It
some
was
ad
funny,
libs about carrying
but
the script,
anyway,
but they didn't look at it that often.
no, they didn't. And anyway, I that performance I liked, and I
Mhm.
kind of liked the songs. And again, I attribute it to you first get an album, you're not too crazy about it, but the more you listen to the songs, the more you like Born to Run. I liked Born to Run when I first got the album. I wasn't crazy about the rest of it, but as I kept, it's one of my favorite albums. As I kept listening to it, I think it's the same thing with plays. Even 1776, I was not that impressed the first time I
Yes.
watched it. One of Muse's favorite, but that really grew on me. Now it's one of my favorites.
Mhm.
So that's I think kind of my take on the second time of watching Carnival, with the professional actors and the songs just seem to shine a little bit more. And yeah, that's basically it.
Mhm.
And then we watched Lili again, and I didn't remember the movie that vividly, just parts because I was a kid when I saw it last. But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. And like the muse said, the end is kind of stretches gratuitously,
Yeah.
but it's kind of cute premise. Uh, but if I had to do it over, say they handed me and said, Joe, we have this movie called Lili. How would you stage it? I probably in Carnival. First of all, in the amateur performance, they substituted the song Lili. There's one point in the play where they're trying to teach her a new song. They sing, and in it, she sang a couple of lines of a song previously done in the play. But in this community theater version, they substituted a couple of lines of the song Lili from the movie, which is a lovely song. So my thinking is, why wouldn't you put that song and have another scene with the puppets in the play? And another thing I found, Lore, is the the uh, the magician Marco,
Mhm.
who was really a cad in the stage version and was portrayed as a cad and a womanizer, did not come off that way to me that bad. He was kind of a little sympathetic to me in the movie version because he actually helped her out at first.
I think possibly in the stage version they made him more of a cad and a
Right.
bounder to offset Paul, who was also kind of angry. These
Mm-hmm.
guys were not great guys,
Mm.
none of them. He
Yeah.
was angry and borderline abusive. He was
Yeah.
borderline abusive. He was abusive in the movie. He
Yeah.
slapped
He
her.
slapped her. Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe they felt like they had to make him more of the cad to make Paul more
To soften
appealing.
Paul.
Yeah, to
See,
soften
that's
Paul.
the playwright in her. Do you agree with my idea about cutting one or two songs? I don't know. I like this now. I kind of
I
like the song.
liked all the
You can't
songs.
add Lili into it. They can't have three
You
hit songs in
could,
a show.
but I did read something very
What?
interesting. In some stage versions, because at the end, she finally realizes that all of these puppets who are kind to her and
Right.
supporting her were Paul,
Right.
who was
All,
always mean to her.
all
He didn't know what to
facets.
do with his
All
feelings. He was
facets
an
of his
angry guy.
personality. Right.
In some of the stage productions,
Mm-hmm.
they actually have her saying, I forgot they were all you. And I
Right.
believe they did that in the Encores one,
Right.
where Anne Hathaway said, I forgot that they were all you,
Better line.
to make
Better
it
line.
less like she was mentally
Yeah.
deficient.
Yeah. Really. No. Yeah. I forgot that she just got caught up.
That she really thought these puppets were real.
Because it's kind of like watching a Simonelli play. You forget you're watching a play because
This is so real and intense.
it's
And
so intense and draws
yeah,
you in and draws you in.
yes,
Thank
and
you.
we have
Thank
to
you.
pat him on the
Thank
back.
you. Thank you.
It's required.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It
Do
has to.
you want to do? Is that
Yeah,
what we have to say about
I
Lili
think
versus
so. But
Carnival?
we'd love to hear your comments because
Absolutely.
we get so many comments. Not,
And so many subscribers. So,
not. Did you hear
do
about the subscribers, Muse? No new subscribers.
that's
Wait a minute.
okay.
Before we do that, I think we should add our feature, Ask the Bard. Let's ask the Bard his opinion. Let's bring him
Okay.
in. And here he is, the
The
Bard.
Bard is here. There he is.
So, Bard, are you familiar with the play Carnival? Tis thus astounded am I. Tis surely a mediocre middle level play. No, Bard, that's not nice. Don't credit. No, only shake your head when I'm talking to you, Bard. Tis truly a play that played on the Broadway for many performances. This is true. And what did you think, Bard? Or the female Bard? What did you think, female Bard? Oh, you have nothing to say,
He has
female
nothing to
Bard?
say. He doesn't.
Shakespeare, show us your feminine side. You wrote all those poems and all those sonnets. Do you have it? Well, anyway, Bard, did you realize that the Lionheart Theater in Georgia is doing my play Where There's a Will coming up in April? Just a short plug because, it is all about me.
He's
Okay,
nodding.
Bard,
He knows. He's
enough
gonna.
of you, Bard.
He's
We're
going
gonna
back
just,
on the shelf now.
Bard, we're going to discuss Wuthering Heights. Maybe you can come back for that one with no opinion. Next, we're going to discuss movies. We're expanding a little bit the channel, folks. We're
Just a little bit.
because we. So, what are we talking about? Wuthering
All
Heights.
right. So the other thing
Have they turned that into a stage play yet?
I think they might have.
A musical?
I don't
Did
know. I'm not sure.
There's a
I know
musical
they
for
did
you.
Jane Eyre.
Did they?
Yeah.
On stage,
Why?
eh?
I don't know.
I don't
Yes,
know.
but
Go ahead.
so Wuthering Heights, briefly, the first version of Wuthering Heights that I ever saw was the Laurence Olivier 1939 version,
We all saw that.
which I saw when I was about 8 or 9 years old.
Mhm.
And according to my mother, for
Yes.
about 6 to 8 months after I saw it, whenever we had a thunderstorm, I would stand in front of the window and say, I am Heathcliff. So,
Whoa.
like Kathy did in the movie.
I
Now,
see.
when I got to middle school,
Yeah.
I took the novel out from the library
Mhm.
and brought it home to read and realized Kathy died halfway through the novel. And I went,
You did?
wait a second, Kathy's dead. What? There's
Yeah.
a whole half a book left here. And then realized there was a whole half a book that they did not include in that
See.
version.
You see?
So Joe has seen that version a number of times.
I have. And the first time I saw it, actually, the nuns from St. Patrick's School in Brooklyn brought all the classes. Well, I don't know what grade I wasn't fourth or fifth grade, and they took us to Wuthering Heights at the Bijou at the movie house, and we all watched with the nuns Wuthering Heights. Why they brought us to see that, I have no idea. I wasn't like the Sound of Music or the Battle. They brought us a Sound of Music too at the local Bijou. We walked it. We could walk it from the school. Anyway, that's the first time I saw it, but not the last. What was the question? Yes, I have seen. Oh, so I thought, and then we watched the Ray Fiennes version.
Right.
Tell
From
them about the Ray Fiennes version. Yes,
1996. I
yes,
I might be wrong. Which is the full novel. It's
right.
Ray Fiennes and Juliette Binoche, who I love as an actress. Her French accent got in the way a little bit,
A
only
little, not
because
much.
Kathy is
Yeah,
such an English girl
right.
in the novel, but it was the whole novel.
Yes,
And to Ray Fiennes' credit, he played Heathcliff the way he should have been played. Laurence Olivier was a much more romantic
right.
version.
But
Ray Fiennes was awful, as Heathcliff is. Heathcliff is not
yeah,
a good guy. And Wuthering Heights is not my favorite Bronte either. That's a discussion for another day. But you
I like it because
watched
it
it,
has a ghost.
right?
The other
You
Brontes
watched,
don't have a ghost.
but you watched the Ray Fiennes version.
I'm all about the ghost.
And so, what is your
So yeah,
thoughts?
and of course the 1950s version with what's his name,
No, that
Olivier.
was 1939.
Yes, well in 1939 they weren't going to put all this darkness in the movie. It was
Right.
dark enough the way it was.
Although his speeches are all there, where
Yeah,
he says, haunt
yeah,
me, haunt your
but
murderer, I know ghosts have walked the
yeah,
earth, that kind of
but
thing.
in the 80s with Fines, yeah, they had
96, I think.
in the 90s 6, and in a mini-series format. Of course, they could get all that in. You could get it be as dark as you
Mhm.
want,
And do the
and be
whole
true and do
novel,
the whole
which
novel.
involves older children.
And the only thing and given everything you've said about the two versions, the only thing I liked more about well, I like both, but again, the Fines version is the true version. It's a marvelous version if you want to see the true whole novel. I did like the ending of the Olivier version a little bit because it's a little mysterious. It's a little. Did you hear Heathcliff died on the or something? He died out on the
He
moors,
dies out in the
and
snow.
but it's a little more
Yeah.
mystical because he said they don't show you that he's a ghost, but the guy says, you know, he's dead, and the new owner says, I saw Heathcliff with a doctor or
But I
somebody.
think there is a shot of him, Meryl Oberon, and Laurence Olivier in sort of a ghostly form
Yes,
walking up
after this
the
guy
hill
says the
on the
line,
moors.
I saw Heathcliff, but
Yeah.
Heathcliff stayed upstairs, but I saw him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
so
we're
I
only
just kind of like that.
comparing these
Yeah,
two versions. I know there's a mini BBC
there
miniseries.
is.
I know there's a new version, which I'm not sure about the
Oh, is
casting
it a
on this.
modern? You're talking about the modern version?
No, there was another. I don't know if it was Netflix. Somebody did it, and I'm not sure about the casting. I'm not sure. I haven't
And
seen it, so I can't speak
there's
to that one.
also a version with Richard Burton from, I believe, the
Right.
50s that we couldn't access. So we have no idea what that's about. But,
Right.
I guess he wanted to take his shot at Heathcliff. So I've not seen that version. It's out there, but I wasn't going to pay for it.
And honestly, if you want the quintessential Wuthering Heights, read the novel.
Ooh, there's a novel? Ooh, I'm going
Read
to
the
read
book.
that. I'm going to read. We got that? I might read
I
that
believe
next.
we do.
I'm going to
Yes,
read that next.
because
Go
I
to the
am a
bookstore.
Bronte fan.
You are.
Although
I'm a
Wuthering Heights is not my
Brontosaurus fan.
favorite.
Okay. Okay. Colloquialisms your mother used. I don't have any more muse, and since you don't have any,
I don't
that's
think so.
out. But we are going to bring back our other feature. Is he mental? Actors.
Hmm.
Is he mental? Randy Quaid. Is he mental? Could be
Could
a
be. Maybe.
little bit.
Maybe.
And our Who Dies First, uh, a, a new feature. Who dies first, or in this case, who gets whacked first? Godfather edition. So, Muse, out of these actors, who do you think dies next or first? Al Pacino, who's still around, Robert De Niro, who's still around, Francis Ford Coppola, the director, Talia Shire, his sister, or the guy who played Carlo, the delegate's son. Now, who do you say dies next?
I'm going to go with Carlo.
I'm going with Carlo.
Yeah.
I go with Carlo too because
Yeah.
he does hang around with hoods and he can get whacked. And he's my father in The Godfather. My father always said because he was kind of semi mopped up. Not really. He ran a band in Brooklyn. You had to know a couple of them. Like Frankie Valli says. Yeah. Who do you think owns the clubs? Well, who do you think owns the catering halls in Brooklyn, folks? When you're the wedding band. Anyway, so he'd always say when he watched The Godfather, yeah, Carlo, that part. It's the delegate's son. I go, what the delegate from Brooklyn? That's his son. That's how we got the part. I said, oh, whatever. You know. Anyway.
We're going to add one more feature to that.
Yes. What is our new
Our
feature?
new feature is called Buried or Breathing.
Buried or Breathing.
In which I will give Joe the name of an actor.
Yes.
And he has to tell me whether he thinks they're buried or still breathing.
Ooh, okay. Go
And
ahead.
since we were discussing Carnival and Lili,
Ooh.
my two individuals today are Anna Maria Alberghetti, who was in the original Carnival on Broadway. Is she buried or breathing?
I'm gonna say Anna Maria is still around. Is she?
She is still around,
Oh.
and she is 89 years old.
Ah,
So
okay.
my second person
Mm-hmm.
is Leslie Caron, who was in the movie Lili.
Now, let me
Is
think
she
about this.
buried or breathing?
I think Leslie is still around, Muse.
She is indeed, and she is 94
Look at that.
years young.
Now, can you give me a dead one?
Well, the rest of the cast
How about
uh,
Ethel Merman? Throw anybody out.
is
Ethel Merman
Lily is
dead.
gone, and I believe the rest. Well, I'm
Take any actress.
Jerry
I don't care.
Orbach is gone from
Jerry's
Carnival.
gone. I love
Is
Jerry.
Kay Ballard still alive? I don't know. I'll
I
have
think
to
Kay
research
might.
that.
Well, look it up. That's for next week.
That's for next week. We'll let you know next week.
And
Or
don't
Joe
give me.
will let you know.
And don't give me the answers in advance next week. I want to guess.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Is that it, folks? Hey,
It's a long one today.
was this fun,
Thank
folks?
you for letting me
Was
visit
it
with
fun
you.
for you? Yes. We love to have the Muse back. Comment. Do you want the Muse on every podcast? Gives me less to do, and I get the play offer. Should we bring the Bard in? What does the Bard say?
I don't know. He just nods.
Bard, do you want the Muse in?
Eh.
He's thus astounded. We would love to have the Muse on every broadcast. Okay, Bard, get out. Get out.
Bard's leaving.
Bard's leaving.
Okay.
So that's it. Signing off today. Remember, folks, do you want this channel to grow? Did you like having the Muse here to discuss things? Well, like and subscribe. I'll put it on the Facebook. The Muse is going to put it on her Facebook. Let's see if we get some new subscribers, folks. And comment. Comment as you see fit. Which of our Godfather people go next? We did this last year.
If you have a version of Wuthering Heights that you think we need to see, let us know.
Anything like that. Would you like to see Wuthering Heights as a stage play musical? Please say no.
I think it might be already. I don't know. Jane Eyre, I know, was made into a musical.
What about Bleak House? Let's just do everything. Why can't everything be a stage musical?
Fabulous, but I don't know if it would fly as a musical.
Flintstones, the musical.
There you go. That might work.
They'll put anything on Broadway now.
Right.
Okay. I almost went into a rant.
All right. If you stuck with us this long, thank you very much for sticking with us.
We're signing off now. You say goodbye. Wait. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I gotta turn it off. Here we go. Bye.